And by the way, that's a cheesy smile, so. This is a timeline. First of all, round of applause for Megan. I'm sorry. From a Laney College student to going through our program to then transitioning into an internship position to be able to come to Google and deliver, that's a success story, so thank you. Thinking about BRIDGEGOOD, it wasn't just this year. It actually started 2015. I'm not going to bore you. You guys have been through this for a bit, but 2015, the board of directors of Oakland Digital, please stand up if you're a board member of Oakland Digital. Please. Chelsea, Tim, all these great, yes. They said, you know, Shaun, we're doing great work in Oakland, but we need to scale what we're doing. And we came up with the concept of BRIDGEGOOD. At that time, it was called Bridge for Social Good. Then we went to New York, and we talked about this idea of TechCrunch, the only California West Side group represented. True, by the way, we were definitely holding down the bay.
That's right.
Proof of concept. So we started talking to some people from Twitter. Shout out to Gert. Is Gert in the house?
Yeah.
Gert's back there. He used to be a senior engineer at Twitter. Now he's at Google. Yeah. So welcome to Google. But those group of advisors said, let's put something together just to show that it works. And it did work. So then in October of 2015, Google announced the commitment to Oakland Digital with support. Pretty big deal. And in just a few months, we put out a private beta for students. It wasn't what it is now, right? But it was just something that we could get out there. Berkeley City College, Cal State East Bay, and Diablo Valley College. And then we launched in May. Now, before I move on to this, there was one key thing that I did not include on this timeline, was we hired Yudi Herrera. Is Yudi in here? She's outside, but bring Yudi in for a second, please. Yudi started out as a student, just like Megan, at Diablo Valley College, went through the program, and not only did she go to the internship, we ended up hiring her thanks to Google support. So Yudi, round of applause for Yudi. Behind the scenes of all these events, there are so many people that make it happen. Yudi is one of those key champions, so thank you, Yudi. And of course, sorry you guys, that wasn't scripted, by the way, sorry. You know, we have a really big vision, but it takes small steps. You know, you can't do this by yourself, you can't do it overnight. And in June, we really thought of, thanks to Chelsea and Allison here, we had a hackathon at Google. What is the identity of BRIDGEGOOD? So the 7-day projects, under 250, 18 creative services, not constraints, but focusing in on what works. July, I want to shout out Bedford and Emil. Emil is our lead engineer who couldn't be here today, but raise your hand, Bedford, right there. He helped us build this project. And you know, I really got to shout out Emil because he is the lead engineer, sole engineer, and he put up with a lot from me personally, so thank you, Emil. And last but not least, door-to-door outreach. I'm very proud about this because the board said, Shaun, you know, you're building this tech platform, and I'll get to Justin in a second, but what about the businesses? Why don't we still need to drill home and we need them to see our faces, right? So we actually had led graphic designers in the back. Can you raise your hand if you were part of the outreach this summer? Yes. So those students went door to door in groups of 3 around Oakland, around Berkeley, to get the word out. That's commitment. You know, it's interesting here. This was created by Miles. Miles, are you here? Who fell in love with 8-bit pixel art. And the craziest thing is that he developed that skill with Oakland Digital. That's his niche, that's his career. So I really wanted to say thank you, Allison Bernstein, for sharing our love for literacy, inclusion, and helping the community. So Allison, thank you. Chelsea, you taught me that even if people don't understand your lane, they don't get it, they think you're crazy. keep going. Don't give up. Shine on. Thank you, Chelsea. And Justin Steele, you really taught me that when there's a shared vision, moonshots are possible. And we're not there yet. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be potholes. But with this team, you met the team here. Yeah. We're going to do this. Yes. So I just wanted to say, without the leadership of Google.org, this wouldn't even exist today. Yeah. I mean, that's very, very powerful. Think about that. This would not be here today. These changed lives. Us working as team members, family. That's what BRIDGEGOOD's about. So one more round of applause. Thank you, Google.org. And there is a little bit more in the presentation, but I wanted to have Justin, Chelsea, and Allison come up and grab this here. Round of applause for the team. Why don't we let someone say a few words, and I'll kind of step to the side, but that's signed by the digital design team, and maybe take the center stage and say a few words. Or...
All right, I'll say a few words. Yeah, it's crazy to think that it was like 2 years ago when we first sat down. I remember like Ali invited me over to a meeting. It was like raining outside downtown Oakland, and I was just captured by the passion of Shaun and the team. And huge props like Ali, Chelsea, Gert, other Googlers who have been involved in the project. And you know, we've given almost $6 million now to Bay Area nonprofits who are doing economic opportunity work. I think this is like the most exciting project that we're working on in this space. It's been really incredible to watch the growth. And you know, it's funny because I've told this story before once, but for those of you who haven't heard it, I'll tell it again. When you guys were in early beta phase, my mother, who's a teacher, retired teacher, started her own little small business. She started selling her curriculum online, this Teacher Pay Teacher website. And she was down here in Oakland where I live with her grandkids, and she was asking me like, Justin, what's your advice? What can I do to like build my curriculum business? And I was like, you really need some branding. Like you need a logo, you need to update this curriculum, you need to look more polished. And she's like, where do I start? And I was like, well, Shaun and Oakland Digital are developing this thing, and it's in beta, but like, why don't you just go ahead and connect? And so she connected. She's had several designers from Oakland Digital work on her thing. I can say in the last year that she's been working on it, I don't think I told you this, her sales are up 50%.
Wow.
Wow.
Awesome.
On this Teacher Pay Teacher website, she's now in the top 5 in the country for selling high school curriculum. She's in the top 5. Like you go on the website, her face is up there and stuff. So it's really like, I'm telling you, this project is really is powerful and it's working. And I've been waiting for 6 months for Shaun to launch this thing, so it's like so exciting to see it come together. So just kudos to you and the team. It's really incredible. We couldn't be more proud to support it. I don't know what you guys want to say.
Yeah, I'll just add on to that. I've just been blessed to meet this family just over 2 years ago now, and I remember our first conversation and being inspired by Shaun and being inspired by Tiana and the team, and then bringing Chelsea in and growing our Google board membership and growing Google's visibility into what we're doing with BRIDGEGOOD. And you guys were putting Oakland on the map, and that's something that I'm very excited about as a resident of Oakland. I love this city. I love the talented, diverse people that are in the city. I love the creation. I love the passion of these business owners, and I want to preserve that, and I want to ensure that we're doing everything that we can to empower creators, create jobs, and help these businesses actually be sustainable and create more opportunities to continue to grow and thrive and be diverse and inclusive right here in Oakland. So thank you guys so much, and we're honored to continue to support you.
So I echo everything that's already been said, but I always have such joy when I come to an Oakland Digital event. I look in the room and I see just the convergence of people of different backgrounds, races, religions, creeds, everything. And the power that not only bringing Oakland on the map, but just the energy that Oakland Digital represents. I remember meeting Linda and Shaun at a Pandora event, and just from day one, they're about positive vibes, they're about family. You see that here. I don't know any CEO or founder or any person who would give the mic to their students to lead a whole program. I remember sitting in a conference room about a year ago with Justin, trying to pitch this idea to our engineers to like poke holes in it, and Shaun had his students do the presentation. We were sitting there like, okay, like, hopefully they'll nail it, but they always do. So it's just beautiful to kind of come full circle back to today and see the students. I'm just so proud of all of you. Every time I pop in the office, you guys are just so inspired. You inspire us to kind of keep pushing, and I think it's a convergence of timing and opportunities that Justin's even presence here makes possible with the grant funding that he has available. So as our family continues to grow, just kind of inspire everybody to keep inspiring one another, supporting each other, and just pushing the envelope so we can grow this brand, scale it, and keep the change coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's signed by all the students there, and a few more here, y'all, and we're wrapping up. I also wanted to thank the Golden State Warriors Foundation. Zach stopped by earlier, he had to leave. The Warriors really taught us that you have to be a champion on and off the court, and I think the Warriors exemplify that.
Yes.
Elena from the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, raise your hand. Even before Google came on board, our first large 5-figure grant was from the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, when no one believes in us, except for very few individuals, so I have to acknowledge you, thank you. And then the last piece, thank you, Bank of the West, Clorox, and Yelp, but the Lowell Berry Foundation, I remember getting our first check for $2,500, and no one had given us any money. And they were the first family foundation just to say, we never heard about like digital literacy. And they just gave us $2,500, and they've been giving to us since 2009. So I always want to remember those in the beginning that believed. So that's that. And then, of course, equally as important, our outreach and growth partners. I definitely have to say thank you to everyone, because it wasn't just our team. Berkeley City College, represented by Rachel and Isabella. Please raise your hand. Yeah. I really believe that the best talent comes from underrepresented sources, and the community college system is a great example of that. Laney College, thank you, Dawn, thank you, Daniela, and other colleges here and organizations that were part of it, including even UC Davis this year, that we presented BRIDGEGOOD in front of 300 of their creatives. And then last but not least, Outfront Media, that makes the billboards possible. Thank you. Last but definitely not least, the board of directors at Oakland Digital. You met a few of them here today. Great companies start with great leaders. You have Justin here at google.org. You have amazing leaders in the Bay Area. These are my leaders that I look up to every day, every year. The board of directors, you can see we have a good time. We have a great time at Oakland Digital Pillows and us at the Warriors game and hanging out. I wanted to acknowledge some of the advisors from Facebook, Lisa here, Google, several Google employees have been very, very generous with their time. Twitter, Netflix, Erica Hong, the board member in the back. Erica, raise your hand. Erica, there she is. Twilio, board member. Propeller, that's a local Oakland app company. George is the founder there, shout out to George. And then Just Media in the North Face. So thank you to those individuals that make a difference. And last, we're almost done, y'all. 3 slides. Designers, this is another, who created the smiles, right? I really wanted to say that when you get to work with people that inspire you, look at this group. I mean, it's amazing. And it's just it's that, you think about, where do good ideas come from? Is it textbooks? Is it what you hear on TV, or is it actually from the community? The people in the community that can make a product great. So all of those features that you saw today have a piece of each of these designers. We didn't have the money. I mean, a few $100,000 is great, but to build a product from nothing, it takes a lot more than that. And so to have the community input their thoughts and hearts into a product, I just wanted to say thank you to the digital design team. So in summary, BRIDGEGOOD, where creatives can build their career, where businesses can hire local talent. Was someone watching the whole time? That'd be funny. But really what I think we have here is that BRIDGEGOOD and the BRIDGEGOOD team, we have the absolute best opportunity to fundamentally change the way that young people obtain work, build their skills. And then also businesses moving into the future, they're gonna need a lot of collateral.
Yeah, they are.
Where else better to get it from our students, our community, filled by this room, who are all very talented. That's what BRIDGEGOOD's about. Finally, the request. So we have secured some funding. We are looking for an additional $250,000 for next year. Required for the growth phase. So our building is gonna slow down. We're gonna just like fix those bugs, make it streamlined, but we need to grow the platform. So we're looking for a full stack developer. Shout out to Emil who got us this far, that knows Rails and Angular. 2 designers, 1 UX, 1 UI/visual. And more importantly, 4 dedicated ambassadors, outreach individuals, educators that are willing to help us grow on the streets. And that's really what I had, and you can definitely text me, call me, that's my cell phone. Fully accessible there. And I also want to take a second about the cat. So we do ride our bikes. That's an actual Oakland Digital bike. Yeah, Oakland Digital bikes. We actually have a fleet of those, and we ride around Lake Merritt.
Yeah.
And that kitty represents one of our designer's kittens that passed away. And she also was very vocal in, hey, let's make something fun. So we have the bike with the kitty. That's what the story's about. Last but not least, I would like all the designers to come up here for a group photo, and I just want to take a second to thank them. The designers, please come up. Please come up, yes. Okay, come on. Just give them a second. And maybe, by the way, if you want to hire Miles, you can hire him. But if one of you want to say a few words about the experience, please do.
Not all at once. Right?
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's very intimidating to be out here since we're always behind the computer. But I want to say thank you for being here, and this has been an amazing, inspiring. Oh, it has been so much more than what I expected. I have grown so much, and I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity. Don't be shy.
Well, I'm Miles. I'm going to go to Pixel Art. So I was kind of hesitant at first to take the internship because I'm more of an animation student. And that was me. This would help me, but I'm glad I did because I'm extremely shy. You know, if you guys can tell, but this kind of got me out of my shell a little bit, out of my comfort zone. So thank you guys.
Hi guys. Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Hi guys, my name is Dominique. So I was also a summer intern this summer, and so I actually I was also considered a digital design student, but I wasn't. My major is more public relations, communications, journalism. So at first I was definitely intimidated and not sure if Oakland Digital was for me, because I'm like, it sounds super cool and I want to be a part of it, but how do I necessarily fit in? And Shaun, Oakland Digital, welcomed me with open arms, and I learned a bunch. Like, it was a great experience for me because now I know that if I do want to get into tech, I now know how to communicate with people who are in graphic design or whatnot. And it was I wouldn't have learned how to communicate or learn things about design that I didn't know before had I not interned for Oakland Digital. So thank you guys for that.
I believe that's all. I think that's the last slide. Yeah. That's the last slide. And then all of us, I would like to thank another person. By the way, we see some graduates of Oakland Digital in the crowd, which is awesome. Shout out to Julie. And I also want to thank our co-founder, Linda. Is Linda here? There she is. I'm very proud that our entire team has stuck together since day one, and we're still here. So thank you. There's tons of food outside. Thank you, Chelsea, for getting all that food out there. Justin, and Allison, thank you to the Google team. Thank you to everyone out here. You can meet my mom as well with the sunglasses on right there.
Hey, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe photo slide. There's food, please, outside.